Let's dive in and have a look at the June saltwater estuary box. Alright, so this month we've included 2 soft plastics, a soft vibe and a hard body, and then some jig heads to match as well. We're going to start off with the Samaki Reddick jerkbait, and these things are growing super popular. We have had them in previous boxes before and we have been asked for more. So we've included this one in the saltwater box this month, and is a great option for trolling up some flathead or even casting out to some trevally, queenfish, dewies as well have been smashing these, tailor. But yeah, the Samaki Reddick has been absolutely cleaning up. But this month, as the cooler months are settling in for everybody, is a great time to go out and chase some bigger flathead. Now, trolling may not be your thing, so you can cast and retrieve these. If you are going to cast and retrieve for flathead, you're going to be looking for some submerged weed edges or even some drop-offs. If you are fishing your drop-offs, try look for where the water is flowing off the top and into the deeper water. You're going to cast this right up there, and then you're going to work it down into the deeper water column. So often you get flathead sitting on that drop off, waiting for the bait fish to come flooding over. It's just bringing them food. That's the Samaki Reddick jerkbait. Next up, you've got the Berkeley Shimmer Shad in little 65 mil. This is a great cast and retrieve option for flathead, and brim are going to hit these too. They're a nice, small, slender profile. If there are dewies getting around, bang, you've got this as well. Or even if you find yourself fishing in some surf. Trying to cover as many options in the box this month as we can. But for the Shimmer Shad, I'm probably more thinking brim for this one. So you're gonna get, if you've got oyster racks in your area, this is gonna be a great place to fish for them, or any heavier structure. Maybe not rock faces, you can, but with the 2 trebles underneath, you're probably gonna find you snag up a fair bit. I'm going to try to use these in more open water where, you know, like with oyster racks, it's always fairly perpendicular. You know where the structure is. So you can work these near that structure without worrying too much about getting it snagged up. Now, if you actually come across some deeper holes, say you've got a fish finder, a sounder, and you come across some deeper holes on the bottom, this is a great way to actually find dewies. Just teabag it. Drop it down that hole and teabag it, and often actually you get big flatheads sitting in those holes too. But teabag a little vibe like this, just vibe up and down in that hole, because a lot of fish will be sitting in that hole, and boom, you've got a little vibe there sitting in front of their face, just teasing them. That's the Berkeley Shimmer Shad. Okay, so we've got 2 soft plastic options this month, both a big paddle tail. First up, you've got your Chase Baits paddle bait. Now this is a bigger profile in a 4-inch. This is going to be great for your dewies, maybe some threadfin, it's getting a bit cold. But yeah, great for your dewies, your mulloway. Big flathead as well are going to munch on these. Bigger trevally, even snapper. If you do find snapper in your estuaries, some snapper will come up into the shallow water, depends where you're fishing. Snapper are going to be great for them. And then you've also got your Fish Arrow Shad Plus. These are actually new to the market by Fish Arrow. Normally, they only did the bigger profile plastics with the big paddle tail, but they brought out a smaller option in the 4-inch Shad Plus. So this is like your 4-inch model that normally has the small paddle tail, but they've thrown on the big paddle tail on the back. These are gonna be your all-rounders this month. Now, I've coupled these with a 1/4 ounce 3/0 extra heavy gauge hook. These are going to marry up perfectly with your new Fish Arrow Shad Plus plastics. Now, I did say these will cover all grounds. These are going to be your flathead, these are going to be your trevally, they're going to be your snapper, they're going to be your queenfish, they're going to be your barramundi, your jacks. It's a perfect all-round size at that 4-inch to cover absolutely every species that is near you. Now, if we're chasing flathead, you're going to fish them at the bottom of the water column. If you're fishing barra, you're probably going to be aiming for the structure. Same with jacks, some of your structure, your pontoons, your rock walls. Trevally, you see them busting up, chasing bait, work it a lot quicker. There's many ways to fish it. And with that combination, we're going to have you catching whatever species you chase very, very quickly. And I'm sure these new plastics will become one of your favorites very, very quickly. You're heading over to the chase baits, paddle bait. These are a bigger profile. So like I said, big flathead, or you're gonna be chasing your bigger mulloway or jewfish with these. If you're chasing your jewies in your deeper holes, I'd maybe think about rigging these up on a slightly heavier jig head, something like a 3/8, half ounce, maybe even 1 ounce, depending on how deep you are. But there's two different ways you can fish with these. You can just cast and retrieve, working it fairly slow to keep it close to the bottom, or you can T-bait it again, like we talked about with the Vibe, but it's giving you the bigger profile to chase those bigger jewies. So that's it for this month. You've got 2 plastic options, a hard body option, a little soft plastic Vibe, and the jig heads to match. If you want to check out this box or any of the other boxes in the range, just head over to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club. Now I've got two. Now you've got 2, okay. Wow. Now you've got 2, okay, so you've got 2, Okay, so we've got 2 soft plastic options this month.